Hey guys, it's Angela with Create Your Future. So in our video today, I am going to talk about speaking to your desires, speaking to things in your life with the understanding that everything is listening to you, that your thoughts are not private, that people are listening to you, your body is listening to you, money is listening to you, possessions are listening to you, everything is picking up on your inner dialogue, your intent, your focus. So I have a really neat little success story that I'm going to share with you. And this is something that my son manifested in his life. So last week, my son was working at a site. He and a group of guys were going back and forth between a warehouse and a piece of property, loading things, unloading things. And somewhere during the course of the day, my son lost a pocket knife. And it was a pretty important pocket knife. Somebody very special had given it to him as a graduation gift. He really liked it and he wanted it back. So he said he immediately just set the intention that he would find that pocket knife. He decided it was going to come back to him, and he didn't overthink it a lot. He, in fact, didn't really have a chance to overthink it because he set the intention. He decided, I'm going to find this knife. He was at the warehouse with another guy that he'd been working with. He turned to his friend and said, I've lost my pocket knife. We're going to have to go back, retrace our steps. And in that moment, another guy called my son's friend, and this guy had been working with my son, and he was at this piece of property where they had been moving things. And so my son's friend that was there with him was talking to this other guy, and in the course of the conversation, the other guy who was at the piece of property, he was walking around the property and he kind of meandered up to the road, and he looked out in the road, saw something, went out there and got it. And he said on the phone, during the phone call, he said, oh, guess what? I just found a pocket knife. And my son's friend said, oh, okay, because we've lost one. A pocket knife was lost. And so, of course, it ended up being my son's knife that he had lost. But here is what's really interesting. The guy that found it didn't even know that the knife had been lost. He wasn't looking for it, and he was way far away from where they had actually been working, where they had been unloading stuff on this property. He had walked up away from that area, was up close to the road where my son had not been at all. Something caught his eye out in the road, and he walked up there and found it, and there was the knife. So it happened so quickly, so easily. And another thing that, my son had noted, had he gone back and retraced his steps everywhere, he said, I would never have gone up towards the road, right? He had been working much farther away from the road, back down to this area where they were unloading things on this pretty good sized piece of property. How the knife ended up in the road, we have no idea at all, but it found its way back to my son. He didn't have to look for it. He didn't tell anybody that was there at the property that he'd lost it. He didn't ask anyone to look for it. He just happened to mention to his friend who was, standing there with him back at the warehouse, hey, I've lost this. We need to start looking for it. And through the course of the conversation, it was found, right? All he did was speak to the outcome that he wanted. He spoke to the knife. I'm going to get it back. It's going to come back to me. And quickly, it did, very quickly. So everything is always listening. That's what I want you to realize. Everything in your reality is listening. You put the intention out, and then it's going to come to you. It's going to wait for your direction, and it's going to come to you. Remember, guys, you are the writer, the director, the producer. You're everything in your reality, right? So think about the actors that are in a play, right? They always look to the director to find out exactly what they should be doing. The director is going to tell them, how to say their lines, what to do, how to act, the movements, everything. He's giving all of the directions to those actors, to even the props, right? He's telling everybody on that set what he wants to have happen with the props. So everything in your reality is looking to you, waiting for your direction, right? Waiting to see what you prefer, what outcome you want, how you want things to change, shift, move, how you want people to show up. Everything is listening to you. So don't ever forget that your thoughts are always being overheard. And it's not just people, right? Everything is energy. You're connected to everything. So energetically, everything is picking up on your intent, right? Money is picking up on your intent. Your car is picking up on things. What kind of message are you sending to your car? Are you saying, my car always runs great? My car always gets me where I need to go. My car is reliable. My car is safe. Or do you have another story that's not so favorable? What things are you saying about your house? What things are you saying about money? Make everything in your favor. We should not be wasting any of our thoughts. Remember, your thoughts are speaking to everything. Your thoughts are relaying some message to everything in your reality. So make it favorable. Make it something that's going to support you. Make it something that's working for you. Make it something that is always going to be on your side. It's really important to, as best as you can, keep your thoughts positive, right? Don't look out into the 3D and let that dictate what your thoughts are going to be. Don't, look at what you see showing up and say, oh, okay, I guess I'm never going to get to do that. I guess I'm not going to get that job. I guess I'm not going to be that person. You decide what's going to happen as the director. You can look out at the 3D and say, okay, I see what's going on, but I'm changing the story. Just like a director would change, right? They're going to give new directions to their actors, to the props, if they don't like what they're seeing. So if you don't like what you're seeing, give new directions. Change the story, change the script, because literally everything is waiting for you. Everything is looking to you. Everything is waiting to see what your preference is. So don't be careless with your thoughts. Pay attention. Focus on the positive. Focus on the things that support you, that are going to get you what you want, that are going to make you happy. Focus on the best case scenario with the intent, with the awareness that everything's listening. Remind yourself of that. I'm connected to everything. Energetically, every single thing is picking up on my internal state, my internal conversations. Everything is paying attention to me. I'm the center of my reality. And so everything is waiting to see what direction I'm going to give, because you're in charge of it all. So make everything positive, make everything in your favor. All right. So I hope that that little story is really motivating for you. And it just is a perfect example of everything paying attention to you, not just people, but everything, right? My son's pocket knife was waiting to see what story he was going to tell. He could have said, well, that's gone. I'm really disappointed. That's too bad. I've lost it. But instead he said, nope, somehow, some way I'm going to find it. And it happened so quickly, in a matter of minutes. He didn't have a chance even to overthink that, right? He was busy, he was working, he was doing things. He just set the intention. He mentioned to somebody, I've lost that knife, and then boom. Literally, I think less than 5 minutes, it had come back to him. So everything in your life can be that way, guys. I want you to know that everything can come in like that. When we don't overthink, we just get the direction from the attitude, I'm the director, this is my reality, I'm making choices, it's happening now. And make sure that you stay focused on that, the thing that you want, the preference that you prefer. And you'll be surprised at how many things come in easily and effortlessly. All right, guys, I do want to mention that if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, links are down below. You can sign up for some coaching, and I can help you manifest your desire. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.